This is the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Calling Farmers, a 5-minute look at activities and developments in the agricultural sector.
If you're thinking of importing plant material or produce from a foreign country, you will need to get in touch with the Plant Quarantine Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture. Today we explain the process. I'm Kevin Clark. Good morning. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is serious about protecting the local sector from plant pests and diseases. The Plant Quarantine Unit is at the forefront of this effort and is responsible for approving all import and export permits for agricultural produce. Chief Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspector in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Sheila Harvey, says these permits form the basis of any import of produce or plant material.
All agricultural produce coming into the country must have an import permit and must be accompanied by a phytosanitary certificate from the importing country. This is important because we're all signatories to the International Plant Protection Convention. Each country would look out for each other by ensuring that what you're sending to someone else's country is free from pests and diseases.
Farmers, exporters and casual travelers are urged to be aware of the importance of these permits as they have wide implications for the success of the local agricultural sector.
You can take just one plant or one fruit or vegetable into the country that has pest or disease on it. This pest become established and cause damage to a industry.
Mrs. Harvey now explains how persons can apply for and receive import permits and certification for plant materials.
The process we have here in Jamaica is that you apply for an import permit. You can just go online and you apply to www.moa.gov.jm and you go through a registration process. The person is certified or approved within 2 days, and then you can use that facility to apply for your permit. Permit usually takes 2 days. If there is any problem, then we'll get back in touch with the person as to, why we cannot issue a permit.
There are restrictions on the importation of some plant materials to the country. In addition, permits are not issued for import in some circumstances.
We don't issue permits for produce coming from countries that we have never traded with or we haven't been trading with. So for those commodities, we would have to conduct what is called a pest risk analysis. And this is doing an assessment to see if there is any pest that can follow the pathway and become established in Jamaica. After that pest risk analysis is done, usually some phytosanitary measure would be taken.
Chief Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspector in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Sheila Harvey.
From the heart of Kingston City to Sav in the West, youths on the corners, parents and groups now stand as part of the solution to crime and violence.
They tell their stories of change and hope starting Monday, January 11 on CSJP in 5. 5 minutes of weekly news and special interviews from the Citizen Security and Justice Program of the Ministry of National Security.
That's CSJP in 5, starting Monday, January 11 on Jamaica Magazine. Brought to you by the Citizen Security and Justice Program of the Ministry of National Security.
You don't want to miss this.
Fish is bright people food, So keep the water clean. And guess what? Keep it cool. And remember, follow the rules. Don't trouble the fish them in the fish sanctuary. And when lobster season close, leave the lobster, make them grow. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and the Fisheries Division.
And that brings us to the end of our program. If you have got questions or comments, send them to us here at the JIS at 58A Halfway Tree Road, Kingston 10, or send your emails to radio@jis.gov.jm. And you can keep up with us by becoming a fan on Facebook. On behalf of studio engineer Andre Palmer, I am Kevin Clark. Have a good day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.